My dear friends, good evening to all of you. Uh, you know, the secret mantra to clear prelims is always that is to practice maximum questions. Maximum questions. You studied history, economy, geography, polity, environmental science, science and tech, current affairs, and CSAT. Now, anybody who prepared these subjects or revised these subjects doesn't make any sense. Yes, you have to prepare them very well, revise them 4 or 5 times, and most importantly, you have to practice questions from them. That is the success mantra to your prelims. So, if you really wish to clear prelims 2023, just sitting and preparing some subjects or just reading and rereading them, that alone will not make any sense. In fact, you have to practice a lot of questions. Now question is, what kind of the questions you have to practice? Very simple. Last 10 or 15 years previous year questions you can practice, and UPSC standard mock questions which is available in the mock test. Such mock questions you can practice. So this is very important. Before this examination, before this 28th of May 2023, on that day prelims will be held. Before that day, make sure all of you guys, be you are online, offline, you are working aspirant or you are regular aspirant, whatever, make sure minimum 10,000 questions you practice. I'm telling you, if you do these 10,000 questions, 10,000 questions of UPC standard from history, economy, geography, polity, environmental science, last 2 to 3 years, current affairs, whatever, you practice them very well. That is the best ever solution to decode the pattern of UPSC questions, trend of UPSC questions. That is the best solution to minimize your negatives and maximize your score. Yeah, here today we will discuss on some questions which is from our prelims test series for Gallantest prelims test series program 2023 cycle 2 test 10. Test 10 it was ancient, medieval and art and culture. So we are discussing some questions here. Yes, I randomly pick some questions. Yeah, there is a question. Which of the following statement is or are correct regarding Amaravati School of Art? You know, Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati. These are some, very popular post-Mauryan schools of sculpture. And here, when you study them, it's a physical geography. You must know their physical geography. That is important because history and geography they are integrated here. Many questions in history asked from geography perspective also, physical geography perspective also. Now you know that this Gandhara school of art, it is somewhere in the Gandhara region. Madurai is somewhere in the UP region. And Amaravati, it's towards the south. So here you see the first statement flourished in the areas between lower valleys of rivers Krishna and Godavari. That is true regarding this Amaravati. The same Amaravati is known for its narrative art, Tribhanga postures, and Amaravati is known for its chief material. Raw material was white marble. Chief material used here is white marble. And also Buddha never depicted in human forms here. It is in symbolic traditions. Okay. So that way you know the salient features of Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati, and the distinctions also important. Patronized first by Shadavanas, later by Ishwagus, both are correct with regard to this Amaravati school. First Amaravati school patronized by Shadavahanas, later by Ishwagus. Both the statements are correct here. And here the state question is asking for correct one, answer has to be C. Am I right? Yeah, there is a question. Dopara inscription is associated with which one of the following? Again, I'm telling you, understanding this physical geography, at least knowing these various locations of India, the popular historical, cultural, locations of India, that also will help you to find out the apt answer. You know that Narasimhavarman, it's someone who belongs to Pallava dynasty. Pallava dynasty ruled in the south, or this Rajendra Chola belonging to Chola dynasty, south. Chandragupta second, actually, that is Vikramaditya. So Mauryas and Guptas, they had this Pataliputra as their capital. Now this Dobara inscription is somewhere in Bangladesh, and of course, you know that in ancient times, after these Palas, there is Sena dynasty ruled this Bengal Bihar. So of course, this is something which is related to Sena dynasty. Answer has to be Bombay. Am I right? Some kind of such logic can be applied here. Go for the first question here. With regard to Indian rocket architecture, Lomas Rishi Cave, Sudama Cave, and these current Chopper caves are among the Barabar caves. Yes, you know that it has four caves. It has four caves: Lomas Rishi Cave, Sudama caves, Vishwakarma caves, and current Chopper caves. These are four caves in this Barabar. That is, the oldest surviving rocket architecture in India. So, first statement is correct. Second statement is the Barabar rocket caves were originally made for Logayadas by Emperor Chandragupta Maurya. So Logayada is a materialistic school. Actually, that is a Charvaga school. In fact, these Barabar caves are donated to Ajivika sect. Ajivika is an offshoot of Jainism, and Ajivika saints they believe in this what is called yes, they believe in that fate, destiny. Okay, so this second statement, Barabar K is donated, dedicated to these Ajvigas by Ashoka. That sense, second statement is wrong. Here, Nagarjuni Hills, Barabar Hills refer to Satkar since they were almost, from the same time period. So the third statement is correct here. So here, what I say is like by, applying certain logics, things will be much easier for elimination of the statements and eventually coming up with the right one. Okay. Here your answer will be 1 and 3 only, Bombay. Yeah, there is a question which is Hoysala temple, that is question number 4. Hoysala temples are in general made of grey schist stone and contains multiple shrines. Hoysala temple somewhere called a hybrid or Varsara, as their unique style seems neither completely Dravida or Nagara, somewhere in between. Two statements are there. Of course, Hoysala temple architecture, Hoysaleshwara temple, Halabid temple, which is known for its star-shaped base, stellar plan, and multiple shrines, connected with a single pillar. In the central pillar or a pillar, three shrines are attached. So that structure is followed here. So try to understand that is Hoysala temples known for made of this great schist stone and containing multiple shrines. That is correct regarding Hoysala temple architecture. And also this is known for its hybrid style, which is Varsara style, which is a mixture of, or that is in between the Nagara and the Dravida. Both are correct regarding this temple, Hoysala temple architecture. In fact, that is yes, in fact that is a major area for UPSC in the prelims examinations: architecture, ancient architecture, Central Indian architecture, South Indian architecture, Deccani architecture, Eastern architecture, Rajput architecture, or this Gujarat architecture. Okay, so the architectures of ancient and medieval, which is favorite area for UPSC. Then this is also a similar, a favorite type of question for UPSC. Multiple times they asked this type of questions like pairs, matching the pair. One sided traveler, another side the kingdoms they visited. Abdul Razak, Vijayanagar Empire. Ibn Battuta, Pallavas. Megasthenes, Chandragupta II. So here you see the first pair is correct. Abdul Razak visited Vijayanagar Empire during Devaraya II, Sangama dynasty. That is true. Ibn Battuta is not during Pallava's time. Ibn Battuta, that is during Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Then Megasthenes is not during Chandragupta II. Megasthenes visited Chandragupta first, that is Mauryan founder. Okay, and Megasthenes wrote a kitab which is Megasthenes Indica. So only one pair is matching here. Then there is a question with reference to this Gupta age. Rehaduola, Pidaduola, or Pamsana, they all known to what, or they well known as what? Sculptures of Gandhara school, types of domes in Muslim architecture, temple architecture elements, mudras in Buddhism, its temple architecture elements. It is very necessary to understand various temple architecture styles, Nagara, Dravida, Varsaras, their sub-styles and their terminology. There is a question: which among the following depicts the condition of women in ancient India? Yeah, women attended Sabha and Vidada in Rigvedic times. Of course, Rigvedic times, women considerably enjoyed good freedom. In fact, they had permission for attending tribal assemblies. Women composers are also there. In fact, it was much more democratic in nature comparing with the later Vedic. So, women attended Sabhas and Vidada in the Rigvedic times is true. Women characters in Gupta age spoke a Prakrit language exactly. Kalidasa's dramas say the characters of higher Varnas they speak Sanskrit and characters of lower Varnas and women speak Prakrit. Widow remarriage was forbidden, especially among the upper classes during Harshavardhana's reign. And that is also correct here. It's all correct regarding these conditions of women in ancient times. So all the three are correct. Your answer has to be C. That is, yeah, that is 1, 2, and 3 only. So this is, many more questions are there. Which of the following phrases defines the nature of the Velen Vagay, generally referred to in sources of early medieval era? So sometimes by literally, I mean, by knowing the literary meaning of the words, you can come up with the right answer. So Velen or Vellan, this is something we know that the people who engaged in agriculture, or it is something which is related to agriculture, agriculture or agriculturist. So by applying that logic, I easily come up with the answer: villages with non-Brahmadaya lands. Villages with non-Brahmadaya lands. Okay. So similar way, you can see that many of these questions, even though it looks so difficult, but by simply knowing the logic and the basic logic or basic knowledge, if you have with these concepts, many are easily answerable. In fact, when you see the first impression, you may feel they are tough questions, but when you check, when you practice, when you apply your logic, you can see that they are answerable. In fact, that thing is required here. In fact, we have done the complete discussion, detailed discussion in the class itself, in the discussion class itself. This I just introduced you some questions how we asked in the previous test, in the last test, and I am telling you, even though the questions you may feel difficult or tough, such questions you need to practice. If you practice them, obviously the final exam will be much easier for you. Okay. And if you feel that tough questions and I will lose my confidence, so I will ignore them or I will skip them, that is not the solution to clear this exam. Always expect the most difficult questions in the final exam, for which you have to practice the difficult questions from now onwards. Got it? Practice them multiple times. Practice as many as possible. That's it. All the best. And please do continue watching our series, and it will help you to crack your prelims 2023. All the best.